In the early days of the Internet, almost everything on the web was in English because most Internet applications back in the late 80s and early 90s started in the United States. Consequently, when the first search engines came out in the early to mid-90s, they were strictly in English. Anyone overseas wishing to conduct a search had to do it in English. There was no other option. As the Internet technology caught up around the world, the web became a multilingual platform. In fact, the foreign web has been the fastest growing segment of the Internet every single year since 1997. Think about it this way. In 1996, 75% of the web was in English. Today, English only accounts for 25%. The proportion has been reversed. Search engines and directories understood the importance of language growth early in the game and started to feature multilingual platforms. Today, foreign language natives have a better incentive to conduct a search in their mother tongue. As an example, a Japanese user will access the Japanese Yahoo or the Japanese Alta Vista and will search using keywords in Japanese by typing Japanese characters in the search field. A German native will have a better incentive to use google.de in German rather than google.com in English. Over the last few years, we have been offering a solution allowing you to test the potential of your online business to foreign markets without having to translate your website. International search engine submission is not about doing business with foreigners in their native language, but rather bringing foreigners to your website to do business with you in English. It is not necessary to translate your website in order to submit to foreign search engines. However, you need to have at least one page in French, optimized with French keywords and meta tags in order to submit to French search engines, or at least one page in Spanish, optimized with Spanish keywords in order to submit to Hispanic search engines, and so on. Let's assume that you're trying to reach the Japanese market. We will create an entry page in Japanese for your site, which will be optimized with your Japanese keywords and meta tags. The look and feel will be similar to your home page. We will use your graphics and a translated text that introduces the foreign user to your company's products or services. This page will tell Japanese users in a 10-line paragraph what your website has to offer. This communication will be culturally correct and search engine friendly. At the bottom of the page, we tell the Japanese user, in Japanese of course, that by entering your website he or she can expect all content to be in English, and that all correspondence should be in English as well. The Japanese user will then click on the link and will be redirected to your main home page in English. When foreign users find the multilingual pages which we have created, we know that about 10 to 15% of them will not click through to your site just because it is in English. However, these visitors are not true potential customers. In fact, if someone is not willing to communicate with you in English, this person is not really a prospect for your business. Our methodology allows us to separate the curious from the serious potential customers. We know that over 99% of all foreigners search the web in their own language first. We also know from experience that 85% to 90% of them will click through from the entry page to your English home page. Once again, it is very important to stress that doing business with foreigners is not about doing business in their language, but rather encouraging them to do business with you in English. Let's go back to our example. When a Japanese person using a Japanese search engine types your keywords in Japanese, they will find your Japanese entry page, which we have created, optimized, and submitted to Japanese search engines. They will read the intro to your site and click to be redirected to your current main home page in English. By the way, the same applies for every language, whether we promote your site on French search engines or Chinese search engines. It does not matter. The method remains the same.